Jesus, can you imagine how fucking insufferable the baby boomers would have been at our age if they had Twitter? Been like, hey,
we can see them now on Twitter.
Yeah.
They're into QAnon.
They're posting. They're posting minions, racist minions memes.
Yeah.
They creep into my mentions I did do. Well, I don't want to.
like and retweet if you believe Jesus Christ is our Lord. That's like.
Right.
That's what's going on Boomer Twitter in America.
Yeah.
With like a graphic that has been screenshot 700 times.
Yeah. And it's of a minion, again, a Marine's dress uniform saluting.
If you really want to fucking stare into the abyss and really get into the shit, you got to look at a timeline on LinkedIn.
Oh my god!
I really like Nextdoor. Nextdoor is my.
I'm digging Nextdoor too, especially after Krasner won the DA race here.
Yeah, I gotta make another Nextdoor account. I created a Nextdoor account at one time, like when I was still in New York, when I got banned from Twitter.
I remember you got banned from Nextdoor.
I just needed the post. Yeah, and I got banned from Nextdoor within like 4 hours.
I've been openly antagonizing people under my real name, which is probably not a good idea.
Oh yeah, my real name and address and everything.
Yeah.
Guys are fucking crazy.
Yeah. But what was really interesting is that when this was a couple years back, but like I did the post on Nextdoor, and then I got banned from Nextdoor within like 4 hours, and then I created a new Twitter account, and then I posted screenshots of the Nextdoor post on my Twitter, and apparently somebody who lives in my neighborhood who had replied to my Nextdoor post found the Twitter post and replied to that as well.
How did they find it?
I don't know. It's a great question.
That's scary,
great
dude.
Question, yeah.
See, there's too many of these fucking freaks on the internet, man. I don't know.
He was like
I'm normal.
He was like a real estate guy or something, I think. I think that his like social media presence was like based around his real estate business. And he like replied to, because like one of the posts I did on Nextdoor was like, I just got home from dropping my kids off at school, and there's a police officer taking a shit in my backyard, and I don't like, who do I even call about this? Like, I can't call the police, right? And like people were replying like, "Oh my god, are you serious? That's disgusting." And like someone replied like, "LOL," and I was like replying back to them like, "There's nothing funny about this." And they're like, "You should call the mayor's office." I was like, "I already did." They laughed at me and hung up. But like, yeah, like the real estate guy that apparently lived in my neighborhood replied to that because I guess he saw through the ruse. But then like later that same day he found the post on Twitter as well and replied to me there, which was very odd.
That's creepy.
Yeah, as I was posting on Nextdoor under my real name and actual address.
All right, I'm gonna stop doing that.
Yeah. Let this be a lesson to anybody that's listening that maybe want to harass people online using their actual name. It's powerful. It's powerful.
It's powerful, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's powerful.
It's a good way to make friends.
I think I got banned from leaving customer reviews on staples.com because I was also posting under my real name.
No.
Yeah. It wasn't even that dicey or whatever. I was just like pretending to be like old or something. If you send me more than one request for feedback, you will get it.
And it will be deranged.
Whoa. It will just be absolutely deranged. I'll write it at 4 a.m, no punctuation, just straight brain thought down on paper.
I think that you left a review on that printer saying like, this printer killed my dog.
Yeah.
Like, why did you do that?
Yeah. 1 star.
Yeah. And it was like 2 paragraphs.
I just got a birthday message on Facebook from somebody I went to college with who I literally have not spoken to since 2008, I believe.
Oh, wow.
Happy birthday.
Of you.
Happy
birthday, Chris.
Yeah,
oh, that's nice.
You. Yeah, I am officially,
it's a birthday party.
Undeniably now in my mid-30s.
Fuck.
Hell yeah.
Just
welcome.
No 2 ways about it. Yeah, it's official, I guess.
It only gets better from here.
I used to be able to say early, but no, I can't say even early anymore.
Nope.
No.
Those days are gone.
I haven't processed that, like, I'm into my 30s. Like, in my head, and I do think that's partially just because of, like, the pandemic, of like, because I turned 30 right when the pandemic started, and so, a few months ago I turned 31, and I haven't, like, internalized that yet. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, oh, I'm still 30, because nothing has, like, happened,
Yeah.
But yeah, it's we're old, dude. I don't know.
I'm a normal age.
I'm a normal good age.
I'm the correct age, actually. You guys are a little older, but
yeah, I'm the right age. I was just.
We have a problematic age gap.
I was just the age of Jesus Christ, but I no longer am. So
you made it past Jesus. So I mean,
I outlived.
Did better than him.
Yeah,
got his ass.
Yeah. Thought I was gonna.
Sucks to be you.
Bye.
Who's your Messiah now? I mean, I've also taken the opportunity of the pandemic to begin looking like Jesus again.
You look incredible, dude.
It looks great.
Very handsome. Very handsome. No, seriously. You look like handsome Dennis Wilson, the most handsome Beach Boy.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
I think if we had, if I had your facial hair and maybe if we had gone into another lockdown, I maybe looked like 1970s Brian Wilson, with the amount of booze and abuse to the body as you can. But, you're killing it, man.
I was considering shaving the beard, but I don't even, or at least trimming it, because it's quite long.
When you hit summer, dude, you gotta. I had to trim recently. I was out to like where you were out until a couple days ago, and then I was just like, it's just like damp.
Yeah,
it's just too damp.
I keep the mustache trimmed back a little bit because that's the one that tends to get damp in my drinks.
God,
so I started one of my little things I've started doing with a beard of this length is having like my little folded paper towel that I have to occasionally blot my mustache when I take a sip of my gin and tonic.
I like to keep a kerchief on my person when I'm sipping my julep on a hot afternoon.
Oh my, this flower is wilted.
Now when I was a young boy, about the age of 5, my teachers taught me I could be the greatest man alive. They told me I could change the world, be whatever I wanted to be. There was no one in the world like me. Every one of us was so unique. I'd not be an average man. No, sir, I'd be no average man. So I had those big dreams.
Welcome back, everyone, to Eat the Rich. This is a show about our political economy, late-stage capitalism, and the millionaires, billionaires, and multinational corporations hell-bent on staving off its death rattle. I'm Dwight, and today we have with us Shane.
Hello, baby.
That's nice. We've got Chris.
Howdy.
And we've got Carrie.
Hey.
So these are always, this shit's exciting to me.
I'm so excited for this.
I'm so pumped. So this is our third trivia show.
Extravaganza.
The first one, I think it were my questions. Second one was Shane's. Chris, this is your day, man.
Yeah, buddy.
This is yours.
Yeah, man.
Chris's kisses.
Well, come on.
That's right.
I'm kissing each of our beloved listeners on the head.
I would like to turn it over to you, but before we do so, cue the music.
Oh yeah, no, we need lots of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire sound effects and Jeopardy
or supermarket sweep.
Yeah, supermarket sweep sound effects is what we actually need. So yeah, this is it. This is another trivia episode. This is the third in our series of trivia episodes. So grab yourself a pen and paper and play along at home. I've got 30 questions that I've written over 6 categories, and yeah,
wow,
yeah. So we are going to get into them now. Everybody, the 3 contestants have their pen and paper, right?
I'm ready.
I'm checking my pulse because I'm so fucking amped right now.
Oh, I know. I saw your pulse was it like 90? What the fuck was that?
That was my it is, but that was my oxygen.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it was at 96, but we'll see.
Keep us updated on that.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
Please, let us know.
All right, it's going down. Somebody say something mean.
Are we gonna do where you we do the whole category at once?
Oh yeah.
thing?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, so let's get into it. We got 30 questions over 6 categories. Most of them are multiple choice. Some of them are not.
Okay.
But let's go ahead and get into the first category now. The first category is airplanes.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay.
Question 1. The Concorde jet was a British-French turbojet-powered supersonic passenger airliner that was in use from 1976 until they were retired from service in 2003. The jet could reach a maximum speed of 1,354 miles per hour, over twice the speed of sound, and could seat 92 to 128 rich freaks and sickos.
Also true.
A flight from London to New York took just under 3 hours. How much did it cost for a round-trip ticket from New York to London on a Concorde jet in 1997?
From New York.
A, $3,495. Now this is round trip, New York to London.
Okay.
B, $6,000. C, $7,995. Or D, $9,500.
This is good. All of it is
What was
hideous.
B? What was B?
B was $6,000.
Okay.
A was $3,495.
The fact that the right answer is within any one of those 4 things is like
Right.
sickly.
It's a steal. Are you
Yeah.
kidding me? That's good. These are great prices.
Listen, I make money, okay? Do you know what this other 4 hours I could do with when the time I get to New York?
All right. Does everybody have their answers?
Yes.
Everybody have their
Yeah,
answers?
I'm going on record that I did scratch out my first answer. And I
That's
changed
fine.
my
That's
answer.
fine. That's fine.
Yep, that's
As long
allowed.
as
And I
you're-
am taking notes as you read the
Yeah, and
questions.
you do
just
have to
for my
say that is my final answer, like on.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, so moving on. So now this is question 2 in the category of airplanes. Mina Intermountain Municipal Airport is a small public-use airstrip located in western Arkansas. It was used by the CIA in the 1980s to smuggle cocaine into the United States and to smuggle arms to the Contras in Nicaragua. Bill Clinton of the Clinton crime family, who was the governor of Arkansas at the time, is alleged to have known about the operation and to have participated in its cover-up. Speaking of Bill Clinton and airplanes, after the arrest of Jeffrey Epstein in 2019, Bill Clinton issued a statement claiming to have flown on Epstein's private jet a total of 4 times.
Okay.
How many times does Bill Clinton's name appear on the Epstein flight logs? A, 4, B, 9, C, 11, or D, 26?
I sadly know this. I knew. I was almost hoping it was a fucking write-in question. I'm so calm. My pulse is down to 72.
Yeah.
Man.
Okay. Yeah. He's just. Oh yeah.
I'm just serenely understanding how many times Bill Clinton was. Oh yeah.
Okay. Okay. We good?
What a freak.
Everybody good? We're gonna move on to question 3.
Yep.
Okay. So
We good.
here's question 3 in airplanes. The first successful sustained flight of a motor-powered, heavier-than-air aircraft was completed December 17, 1903 by Orville and Wilbur Wright, 2 bicycle mechanics from Ohio. Another of Ohio's native sons is Leslie Wexner, the founder and CEO of L Brands, the conglomerate that owns Victoria's Secret, Pink, and Bath & Body Works. Throughout the 1990s, Wexner's vast personal fortune was managed by Jeffrey Epstein. Wexner is the only known client of Epstein's supposed money-managing business, and it is thought that much of Epstein's own personal wealth came from Wexner directly. Wexner even gave Epstein power of attorney in 1991, giving him total control over his financial affairs. Wexner transferred the title of the Herbert N. Strauss House, one of Epstein's primary residences, for a total cost of $0, having paid $13.2 million for it just a few years earlier.
My God.
Fucked up.
The home that has been unoccupied since Epstein was arrested and then murdered by the Clinton crime family in 2019
That's right.
Yeah.
just recently sold for $51 million. Who purchased Epstein's New York mansion? A, an executive at the hedge fund Bridgewater Associates. B, a Saudi prince. C, an executive at Goldman Sachs. Or D, a vice president at a Ukrainian energy company.
Wow. I don't know how we got there from fucking Kitty Hawk, but
man. Airplanes.
I like how much you threaded in things we've done on the show in that one. That was a good one.
What was A?
A was an executive at the Bridgewater Associates hedge fund.
Okay, I'm changing my answer.
wasn't there like a portrait in his mansion of like a sexy Bill Clinton or something like that?
No, but there was... Okay, so I believe that picture was done by the same artist. That there was another weird portrait. There was another weird picture in Epstein Mansion. I think it was of like 9/11 or something. But that same artist did the one of Bill Clinton in the Lewinsky dress. But I don't think that...
What a career.
That Epstein owned that one, actually.
Got it.
It's fun to pretend he did, though.
For whatever reason, in my head, imagining the portrait of the mansion, I'm just thinking of the like the lobby area of Super Mario 64. There's all the paintings. You like could jump into the paintings.
All right. Question 4 in airplanes.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. The B-24 Liberator was an American heavy bomber aircraft of the Second World War that was used extensively in every theater of operations. World War II also saw the creation of the Office of Strategic Services, a wartime intelligence agency and predecessor of the CIA. Donald Barr, the father of former Attorney General William Barr, was an OSS agent and later headmaster at the prestigious New York prep school that hired a 21-year-old Jeffrey Epstein as a physics and mathematics teacher in 1974, despite him having dropped out of college without a degree just 3 months earlier. What is the name of that New York prep school that Donald Barr was the headmaster of? The Trinity School, A. B. The Horace Mann School. C. The Dalton School. Or D. The York Preparatory School.
What was C again?
The Dalton School.
A was Trinity, right?
A was Trinity. B was Horace Mann.
Okay.
C was Dalton. D is York.
Killing me.
You know it.
Okay.
I'm just sitting pretty here at 78.
78.
BPMs.
It's going up a little bit, man. I don't know.
I know.
You seem a little tense. You seem.
I am tense.
Okay. All right. And so, so that's the end of this. Is a 4-question category. We're going to go back to the beginning now. So, question 1, the question about the how much does a round trip ticket cost from New York to London on a Concorde jet in 1997? The answer is C. $7,995.
Yes.
I had that and I crossed it out.
We have to say our answers though first.
Oh yeah,
otherwise there could be liars.
Yeah. Go ahead.
There could be liars.
What's everybody got?
I had C.
I got C.
I had A. Wait. Yeah, I had A.
So we got
and
two.
Carrie, you did say that you erased that one and then
I had C and then I changed it to A. I'm an idiot.
That is sick.
That is really
It's
sick.
fucking $7,000.
Equivalent,
worth every penny,
and
dude.
that is equivalent in 2019 money to $12,700.
That wasn't fucking inflation adjusted?
No, that was how much it cost in 1997.
That's insane,
Holy
dude.
shit. All right. Okay. That was horrible.
Question 2 in airplanes. How many times did Bill Clinton's name appear on the Epstein flight log?
I regret that I knew that. I knew it to the exact amount.
I guessed the most 26 times. D. I just guessed the most.
I guessed C.
Dwight?
We know it's 26,
It's
man.
26.
It's 26
It is
times.
D.
Oh yeah,
26.
2 for 2.
While having
God
admitted,
damn it.
to 4 trips on Jeffrey Epstein's private jet, Bill Clinton 26 times his name appeared on the flight log. Okay.
That's really sick.
Question-
One trip is like
Yeah.
you should
Yeah.
never be
Like,
seen in
4 is a
public
lot.
again.
Yeah.
4 is a lot, yeah.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me 26 times. Come on, dude.
He got there the 26th time. He's like, what is this? What's
Jeffrey,
going on?
if I end up on this plane 10 or 20 more times, I'm done.
Dwight,
I'm gonna be done with
hearing
you.
the beginnings of an incredible
you know.
Bill Clinton impression coming through right now, yeah.
It gets better every time. This is fucked up. All right, move on. This is
All right. Question 3 in airplanes. Who purchased Jeffrey Epstein's New York mansion this year in 2021 for $51 million?
I said the Ukrainian VP.
I went with the Bridgewater thing because I don't...
Me too.
Yeah, it spoke to me.
Okay. All right. The 7-story Herbert N. Strauss house, thought to be perhaps the largest private residence in New York City, was sold for $51 million in 2021 to Michael D. Daffy, an executive at Goldman Sachs.
No!
Oh my god! I had that and I crossed it out. Fuck!
Daffy was born and raised in Australia and built his career in Goldman's trading division, where he recently retired as chairman of the global markets division. Daffy has also built a vast personal fortune by being an early investor in Bitcoin, and we all know we all know what that means. Okay. Question 4 in airplanes. What is the name of the New York prep school that William Barr's father was the headmaster of that hired Jeffrey Epstein for his first job out of college? Anybody?
I did know this one.
I guessed Horace Mann.
I guess Trinity.
It's the Dalton School.
It is the Dalton School. Epstein would teach at the Dalton School for less than 2 years before being offered a job at Bear Stearns by the investment bank CEO Alan Greenberg.
And now that last name Barr is a little familiar. There's not a recent attorney general that was the son of the same man, was it?
Literally his father, yeah.
Aye.
Pretty weird.
Sick.
Weird stuff. Just weird connections from the very beginning. Okay, all right, and so now we're going to move on now.
Well, wait, let's tally.
Oh yeah, let's tally out. Where do we stand currently?
I got 3.
I have 2.
2.
I got 0.
3 and 0. Okay.
Dwight.
0.
It's still it's still anybody's game. We got 4 down, 26 more to go, and we're now going to move on to the second category of clams.
Yes!
All right. To our beloved listeners who have listened to the previous 2 trivia episodes, this is our third trivia episode to contain the category clams. And so the first question is as follows. The carpenter's nut clam is a bivalve native to the Caribbean.
Yes.
Also in the Caribbean is Little St. James Island. A private island owned by Jeffrey Epstein, where he entertained many of his guests.
I'm so tired.
While it cannot be proven that Bill Gates ever traveled to Epstein's island, he did entertain the tech billionaire multiple times, including at his Manhattan townhouse. In what year did Bill Gates first meet Jeffrey Epstein?
Yes.
A. 1999. B. 2001. C. 2006. Or D. 2011.
Okay.
Oh, man. Chris.
Okay, we got it?
Yeah, I got it.
Man.
Yeah.
Okay. Second question. The neck of this clam, native to the Pacific Northwest and often featured in Chinese, Korean, and Japanese cuisines, can be as long as 1 meter. A. The gooey duck. B. The Pacific razor clam. C. The common cockle. Or D. The giant clam.
What was A again?
The gooey duck.
I love it.
I don't know.
I love it.
Yeah.
I have never felt so confident in my life.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm so happy to hear that, man. Okay. All right. Moving forward. Why was Peter Fong of Gettysburg College presented with the Nobel Prize in Biology? A. His studies on ocean warming and its effects on clam populations in the North Sea. B. His works outlining the contributions of the Tridacna gigas in the ecosystems of the Great Barrier Reef.
Ooh.
C. Contributing to the happiness of clams by giving them Prozac. Or D. Studies of the correlations between shell thickness and larval success rates in gooey duck clams.
What was A?
His studies on ocean warming and its effects on clam populations in the North Sea.
And B was like the one with the weird.
Yeah, it's the one on the populations of a specific clam in the Great Barrier Reef.
Okay.
This is good. I am loving
Full
this.
stimulation? Full stimulation?
Full stimulation.
I'm glad to hear that. Okay.
Peak mental arousal.
All right, question 4. Operation Clambake. Named after the clam theory that states that humans follow from a genetic line that includes clams and that the psychological problems afflicting humans are impacted by past experiences, is a website critical of the Church of Scientology.
Oh, God.
The address for this website is A, TonyOrtega.org, B,
What the fuck?
Xenu.net, C, LeaveScientology.blogspot.com, or D, MikeRendersblog.com.
Wow.
Oh man, I don't know. All right.
I've got. All right. See, you got to really get into Chris's head here too, because you made these answers.
I was not prepared for this.
Okay.
I was.
All right.
You're good.
Yeah.
Question 5. Question 5.
Oh, we got five
in the
five
clams. All right.
Okay, clams.
You should never eat a clam that does not do.
Period. End of question.
Wrong.
Next.
You should never eat a clam
Easy.
that does not do this while cooking. A, close. B, brown. C, turn into literally anything that isn't a clam. Or D, open.
Wow.
While it's cooking.
You should not eat a clam that does not do this while cooking.
Okay, because when we watched Kitchen Nightmare, I'm not. Okay. Which one is open?
I've watched so many Kitchen Nightmares.
A is closed and D is open.
Okay.
All right.
I got it.
Okay.
I got it.
All right. So this is the end of the clam category. Let's go back through the answers here.
Man.
Question 1 in the clam category. What year did Bill Gates first meet Jeffrey Epstein?
2011.
I said 99.
Right.
That would be D, 2011.
It would be 2011.
Yes.
Now that's a bit curious,
Which
Chris.
is notable because by this time Epstein was already known to be a convicted sex offender after his first conviction in Florida in 2006.
Fucking sickos. Sickos.
Freaks, perverts, all of them. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Question 2. The neck of this clam native to the Pacific Northwest can be as long as 1 meter.
I at first was gonna just say giant clam, and then I went back. I changed my answer to gooey duck. I said fuck it, let's go.
I said giant clam. I really did not know what to think.
Right.
Holding strong at A, gooey duck.
Gooey duck is the right answer. It is the gooey duck. I mean, it's spelled the geoduck. They expect us to believe that it's pronounced the gooey duck, which is nonsense. So from here forward, we're going to refer to it as the geoduck.
You know what? I would like to set a goal for us. Is that next time that we can break bread together, it would be in that same Chinese restaurant we went to, Chris, and we will have gooey duck.
Yeah, and we will leave it
a lot of clams.
Yeah, and we will leave it on the table.
That's correct.
Okay. All right. Question 3. Peter Fong's. Why was he given the Nobel Prize in biology?
I said B.
Yeah, I said the barrier reef thing.
Right.
I want to believe that it's the Prozac, but I'm going to go with A for the ocean warming.
It is C, contributing to the happiness of clams by giving them Prozac.
No.
Dudes rock. That's so cool. I'm not even mad that I didn't get it.
What a pointless prize.
I think that rules.
What an absolutely idiotic thing the Nobel Prize is.
It's stupid.
Why should I get antidepressants and clams don't?
For just a host of reasons.
Right.
No,
there's no difference.
Okay.
You got to support clams rights.
So question 4, what is the website, the URL for Operation Clambake, the website critical of Scientology?
TonyOrtega.com.
I said Xenu.net.
I'm going to go with Tony Ortega because it sounds like a fucking weirdo crank that Chris would be interested in.
The answer is B, Xenu.net.
Oh.
Yes!
Okay.
My power is growing.
I'm losing my edge like the edge of a beautiful razor
I
clam.
have one correct answer in this whole game.
Still got time. Still got plenty of time. Okay.
Your hate will make you powerful.
Question 5 in the clams category. You should never eat a clam that does not do this while cooking.
That does not open.
Open.
Is that what it is?
It does not open.
It is open. We have correct answers across the board, it seems. Okay.
The reason I guessed that was because Gordon Ramsay loves to like hold up like the clams or mussels or whatever when they have like rotten ones, and he's like, "These are open. They're dead."
Yeah.
And he's like freaking out at the restaurant.
Cooking today with the most beautiful clams. You fucking donkey.
Hey, give me I gotta pee and then make another drink. I gotta go to the little boy's Pentagon. Give me just one quick second.
Yeah.
All right, be right back.
I'm doing
quick word from our sponsor.
Yeah.
I'm as happy as a clam.
I got Prozac.
I'm a clam city. Oh.
This podcast brought to you by Pfizer, the makers of Prozac.
Put in Prozac and clams since 1990.
That's right.
Learn more about clams at theunitedclamcouncil.org.
Prozac, it's what's for dinner.
Dad, I got all these clams on my jam.
Oh.
When clams are on a bagel, you can eat clams anytime.
Do you guys remember, like, when we were kids, there was all this, like, marketing for, like, these, like, highly, like, gendered toys that were always designed around the concept of, like, you have a sibling who's, like, the other gender.
Yes.
And you're going to taunt them in some manner. So if it's like aimed at a little boy, it's like, do you have a sister that you want to like fucking disgust? You know,
Yeah.
it would be like leaving shit in her room or whatever. It's like that, but it's just like clams. It's just like clams, and you know, it's like the sister and her friends are like hanging out in the room, like, haha, like let's open up our diary where we write down all our secrets. And they open it up, it's just like a bunch of fucking dead clams. They're like, oh no. And then like the kid's like, this is awesome.
Thanks, Clam Slam.
Yeah. Oh, Clam Slam. When you want to fuck with your sister. And then the opposite version of that, there'd be like the commercial where it'd be like a diary that's aimed at the daughter that like if the boy tries to open it, like cuts off his hands. You know, it'd be like, my little brother's always trying to sneak in and read my special thoughts about my crush. That's why I got laser guided missile diary that'll fucking kill him in his sleep.
Bring back the Code of Hammurabi.
It's like a Necronomicon type book, and like the little brother is like I can't wait to see what my fucking sister, who she likes in her class, and he opens it up and the book just like sucks his soul into it, and he's just like trapped forever in the diary.
Yeah.
The parents are like, I don't know what it is. Little Johnny hasn't been himself lately. He used to be excited about going to piano practice and seeing his friends and reading his comic books, but he's just sitting there drooling in front of the television, and it's only showing static. And then meanwhile, like the soul is in there, be like, Mom, I'm scared.
It's like instead of his eyes going like black, they're just clams. just clams.
Oops, all clams. Every joke is clam. Oh man.
Do you hate your fucking siblings?
I really loved those commercials. Even though I didn't have a sibling.
There was one where there was like a little heating element that melted down some plastic and you would make like bugs.
Yeah, creepy crawlers.
Oh my god, yeah, creepy crawlers.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. It'd be like
You could terrify your sister with them.
Yeah.
Is your sister a bitch?
Yeah.
Get creepy crawlers. Yeah.
Do you want to make her think she has bugs in her hair? You fucking hate her? Is she a fucking piece of shit?
Anyway, this segment was brought to you by our sponsors
the Clam
at
Brothers.
Mattel.
Brought to you by
Mattel.
the National Clam Council.
Clams by Pfizer, Prozac, Mattel.
They're not just for food.
Chris,
Yeah.
Chris, it's gonna blow your mind when you hear what just happened.
What just happened? I'm so excited.
Nothing,
You'll find out
dude.
later. You'll find out later.
Okay. All right.
Oh, bring the music back.
Dun, dun, doo, 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 doo. Yeah, like
Okay.
millionaire music. Okay. Category 3: Rich freaks and sickos of the Gilded Age.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's go, baby.
Question 1. John Harvey Kellogg was a eugenicist and enema-loving pervert who operated the Battle Creek Sanitarium in Battle Creek, Michigan, a spa, healthcare center, and high-class hotel where other rich perverts of the era came to relax and receive yogurt enemas.
Yes.
Kellogg is also known as the inventor of the breakfast cereal, the first being cornflakes, a recipe created by his brother, Will Keith Kellogg. Many of Kellogg's bizarre treatments were rooted in his religious views on sex and masturbation as fundamentally evil. John Harvey Kellogg was a prominent member of what church? A. Pentecostal, B. Baptist, C. Seventh-day Adventist, or D. Mormon.
We did this on the show, and I'm trying to remember. I remember
that's what I'm trying to remember.
you did him on the show.
All the stuff that you said was all the stuff that I know.
Yeah.
And then it's the thing. What was C?
Seventh-day Adventist.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to.
I'm guessing.
Okay. We ready?
Disappointed in myself.
Ready.
Okay. All right. Rich people of the Gilded Age love to wear lots of feathers in their big stupid hats. Some hats
Get their ass.
Some hats even had entire stuffed exotic birds on them. Because of this, many species of egret and heron in the Florida Everglades were hunted to near extinction. Which of the following birds is not a species native to Florida that was hunted in the 19th century? A. The snowy egret. B. The great egret. C. The reddish egret. Or D. The little egret.
Well, the question is, which of these was not hunted to
Not
extinction?
native to Florida.
Which of these is not a species that was native to Florida and hunted for their plumes in the 19th century?
What was A?
The snowy egret.
Snowy egret.
And then B,
The great egret. C.
and then the C.
The reddish egret. Or D. The little egret. Which of these was not native to Florida and hunted in the 19th century?
Oh,
Okay.
Lord.
Okay.
All right.
Are you okay, Dwight?
I thought somebody just drove by with a bass system in the car, which was so loud I literally thought we were having an earthquake, and it scared the fucking snot out of me. All right, I'm cool.
All right. Question 3.
All right.
We all know and love Florida as a morally bankrupt cesspit of inequity, whose state government regularly trades in the flesh and well-being of its residents to further corporate interests. What we might not know is that the entire Atlantic coast of the state was developed using the forced slave labor of leased convicts and debtors, a tourism empire built by an oil baron who was inspired by subpar hotel accommodations on his honeymoon with his legally insane Ouija board-obsessed second wife. This oil magnate's name was A. John Wayne
Gacy.
Give me,
That's it. Ship it.
I typed this. Give me a second. I typed this wrong. I have to make sure. Okay. A. John Warren Gates. B. Andrew Mellon. C. Henry Huddleston Rogers. Or D. Henry Morrison Flagler.
B was Mellon.
B was Mellon. Which oil baron is responsible for developing the Atlantic coast of the state of Florida using forced slave labor of leased convicts and debtors and turning it into a tourist destination?
Again, America didn't end slavery; it just reinvented it.
Okay, we good?
I'm good. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. All right,
Locked in.
Here we go. Question 4. Which of these was the event that caused a stir at socialite Mary Astor Paul's debutante ball in 1906? A. For dinner, guests were expected to mount trained horses that faced each other in a circle. Their plates were connected to their saddles, and champagne was drunk through straws connected to their saddlebags. B.
That's A?
That's
What?
A. B.
That sounds great.
B. The dining room was converted into a faux forest, complete with an artificial waterfall. C. Over 10,000 Brazilian butterflies were hidden behind netting attached to the ceiling. Unfortunately, the heat of the lamps was too much for the delicate insects, and they all perished before the big reveal. When the netting was finally released, the butterfly carcasses rained down on the disgusted guests.
Oh my god.
Oh, I want it to be that.
And D, 4 swans brought in from Brooklyn's Prospect Park floated peacefully in the water, surrounded by a variety of different flowers. The entire thing was encased in a magnificent gold-wired cage to prevent splashing.
How did you do this shit? All right.
I got mine.
I did. The Mary Astor Paul did. I didn't do any of it. Okay.
What one was the butterfly one? Was that B?
That was C.
C.
C was the butterflies.
I don't think it's the
B
right
was
one.
the faux forest. A was the dinner on horseback. D is the swans. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Question 5. Rich sickos of the Gilded Age loved hiring the Pinkerton Detective Agency to crack down on labor organizing activities in their workforce.
Sure.
One notable strike of the era that the Pinkertons were called in to help disperse was the Homestead Strike. Which company hired the Pinkertons during the Homestead Strike? A. Carnegie Steel. B. Standard Oil. C. The Union Pacific Railroad. Or D. U.S. Steel.
I think I know this one.
Okay. Final answers all around?
Yep.
Locked
Okay.
in. Locked and
We
loaded.
have reached the end of the rich freaks and sickos of the Gilded Age category. So let's go back to the answers here. Question 1. John Harvey Kellogg was a prominent member of what church?
Pentecostal is what I said.
I said Seventh-day Adventist.
I believe Carrie's right. I think it's the Seventh-day Adventist.
Carrie
C.
is right. It is the Seventh-day Adventist.
Oh.
Nice.
Okay. Question 2. Which of the egrets is not one that was native to Florida and was hunted for its plumes to near extinction in the 19th century?
I'm gonna go with the B, the great egret.
That's what I said too.
I said reddish.
It is D, the little egret.
Oh.
The snowy egret in particular was hunted to near extinction. The little egret is not actually native to North America. It's native to parts of Asia and also Europe, and was first spotted in the wild in North America in the 20th century. It didn't get here until
He's just a little guy.
after the plume hunting of the 19th century. Okay. Question 3. Which is the oil magnate that developed the Atlantic coast of Florida using the labor of leased convicts and debtors?
Flagler.
I said Henry Hutchinson Rogers.
I'm going with Flagler as well.
It is Flagler. Henry Morrison.
Oh, come on.
Henry Morrison Flagler.
I purely guessed that because there's so many like Flagler streets and stuff.
Real
Yeah,
fucking
That's a good
freak.
guess. That is a good guess. Okay, question 4 is the one about Mary Astor Paul's debutante ball. Which of these caused the great stir? Anybody?
The
If
butterflies.
it's not the butterfly netting.
It's got to be the butterflies,
Right.
right?
I don't think so. I think it's got to be the forest.
It is the butterflies. Over 10,000 Brazilian butterflies
Yeah, baby.
were hidden behind netting attached to the ceiling, and then at the time of the big reveal, when the netting was pulled back, 10,000 Brazilian butterfly carcasses rained down on the dinner party.
That's so horrific.
Sickos.
That's like
That's
my
so cool.
nightmare.
Freaks.
I think that's
Sickos.
awesome.
Absolute
I think that's
freaks
really
and
cool.
sickos. Yeah, absolutely. Question 5. Which company hired the Pinkertons to break up the Homestead Strike?
Pretty sure that was Rockefeller with Standard Oil. B.
I guess Standard Oil, yeah.
I got Carnegie Steel. is what I
Carnegie
got.
Steel.
Fuck.
Yeah, baby! Homestead
Oh,
Strike
another
took place
win!
in Pennsylvania, in the Pittsburgh area, where Carnegie Steel was king.
I'm way
Another
down.
L for me.
Another
way
win.
down.
What is the? I'm curious what the
Let's
what the
tally,
current
okay.
tally is. Yeah.
So-
I have 5.
Harry has 5.
I know I went to public school, but I'm having trouble adding. I have 8.
Dwight has
I
8.
have 7.
Shane
It's anybody's
has 7.
game.
It is very much anybody's
Still a
game.
chance. All right.
Okay, so moving on to category 4. Weapons of mass destruction.
Yeah, baby.
This is where it gets real.
Okay, this is where it gets real.
Yeah.
All right. Question 1. On April 30th, 2018, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu gave a speech in English that was intended for American audiences and covered extensively by American news networks. The purpose of this speech is thought to have been to persuade Donald Trump to withdraw from the Iran nuclear deal, which he did just 8 days later. In this speech, Netanyahu claimed to offer proof of Iran's secret nuclear program that they have continued to lie about to the world. This is ironic because Israel, while thought to possess between 80 and 400 nuclear warheads of their own, has always been ambiguous about their own nuclear program and the size of their own stockpile. In what year did Israel first acknowledge possessing nuclear weapons?
Ooh.
A. 1979, B. 1991, C. 2002, or D. Israel has never acknowledged possessing nuclear weapons.
I wonder if 79 could be strategic because of Iran, maybe something like that.
Yeah, I was thinking that too, but
I
have my answer.
I could also see them not acknowledging it at all. But then what's the point of nukes if not to fucking boast about them?
You don't have to directly acknowledge it to
So
have
the
it be known.
point of the Doomsday Machine is to survive into tales of world, eh?
All right, I got my answer.
Okay. All right. Question 2. Israel is thought to have completed its first deliverable nuclear weapon in late 1966 or early 1967. This would make Israel the blank nation to possess nuclear weapons. A. 5th, B. 6th, C. 7th, or D. 8th.
Give me 1 second. I'm going to ask you to do those. I'm just going to do the math here really quick.
Sure.
What?
He's probably writing out each country in order that he knows in the year that they got nuclear weapons.
Can I just call this one my mulligan? Because I'm never going to hit Shane with this one. All right, I got my answer, but it's just a crapshoot.
Okay,
Yeah.
Can you read the answers again?
Yeah, so A, they were the 5th nation to possess nuclear weapons. B, they were the 6th. C, they were the 7th. Or D, they were the 8th.
Okay, got it.
All right?
God. All right.
We good? All right. Question 3 in Weapons of Mass Destruction. Mordecai Vanunu is a former Israeli nuclear technician who revealed details of Israel's nuclear program to the British newspaper The Sunday Times in 1986. Israel publicly denied Vanunu's claims, but dispatched a Mossad agent to the UK to pose as an American tourist named Cindy and seduce Vanunu so that he could be captured and extradited back to Israel. Not wanting to anger then Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher, Vanunu was lured to Italy by the Mossad agent, where he was drugged and beaten and smuggled back to Israel aboard a Navy ship called the INS Noga that was disguised as a merchant vessel.
Jesus.
In a secret trial in Jerusalem in 1988, Vanunu was convicted on charges of treason and aggravated espionage and was sentenced to 18 years in prison, of which he served all 18. How many of those years were spent in solitary confinement?
Shit.
A. 3 years. B. 8 years. C. 11 years. Or D. All 18 years.
All right. Oh, God.
Answer's locked in.
Okay, all right. Question 4 in Weapons of Mass Destruction. The justification for the U.S. invasion of Iraq in 2003 was based in part on an MI6 intelligence report on Saddam Hussein's chemical and biological weapons capabilities. Within this report was a description of a particular method of carrying chemical weapons in small glass containers. Chemical agents are not usually known to be carried in glass containers, and the description of the weapon in the report, a string of glass beads containing a chemical agent, has been observed to closely resemble the chemical weapon depicted in which 90s action film?
Oh, no.
Speed 2, B, Die Hard with a Vengeance, C, Air Force One, or D, The Rock?
It's so fucked up, man.
I don't know.
It's so fucked up.
I know this one so well.
It's so bad.
So good.
We're gonna have to watch whatever movie this is.
It's a good movie.
It is a good movie, and I actually would like to watch it again. I haven't seen it in quite a long time.
A special Patreon episode where we review this 90s
This
action
particular
film.
masterpiece, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Got it.
All right.
The ending is so good.
All right.
the last scene. Anyway, sorry.
Question 5.
Of which movie?
Question 5. We'll get there.
Little Bigfoot. Little Bigfoot too.
Question 5.
The journey continues.
Speaking of 90s action movies, the 1996 action film Broken Arrow, starring John Travolta, is named after the Defense Department's term for an accidental event involving nuclear weapons. These include accidental or unexplained nuclear explosions, non-nuclear detonation or burning of a nuclear weapon, radioactive contamination, loss in transit of a nuclear asset with or without its carrying vehicle, jettisoning of a nuclear weapon or nuclear component, public hazard, actual or implied. The Department of Defense has acknowledged 32 such Broken Arrow events.
What?
In some cases, nuclear weapons have been lost and never recovered. How many nuclear weapons does the Defense Department acknowledge losing and never recovering? A, 3, B, 5, C, 6, or D, 7?
Are you shitting me?
I know you've told me this, Shane.
I don't know the exact number. I know that,
But I know we've talked about it.
Yeah, I know of these sorts of events, but I don't know the actual acknowledged number.
There was one where they accidentally dropped one in like North Carolina or something, which I guess would have
that's
counted
so
or
nice.
something.
Yeah.
I don't know if that counts as they didn't lose it, and they know where they dropped it.
But I guess
Yeah, but it's a Broken Arrow event.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, according to what Chris is saying, this is specifically the ones that...
How many specifically have they acknowledged losing and then never recovering?
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Fuck that.
Which is only one type of event.
Never pay your taxes. Okay, I don't know. Okay, I have my answer, but it's got 1 in 4 chance.
Yay. All right. This is question 6 in Weapons of Mass Destruction.
Oh, yes, dude.
Okay,
yes.
here we go.
Okay,
Let's go.
okay.
The last of these acknowledged Broken Arrow incidents involving a lost nuclear weapon that was never recovered occurred in 1968. A nuclear submarine, all 99 members of its crew, and its nuclear payload vanished while on a training exercise in the Atlantic and were never recovered.
Bye-bye.
What?
It was the second and last American nuclear submarine to be lost at sea. What was the name of this vessel? A, the USS Nautilus, B, the USS Scorpion, C, the USS Thresher, or D, the USS Dallas?
Ooh.
Where was it lost?
In the Atlantic.
In the Atlantic.
So sad.
Bye-bye.
Okay. I made my guess.
That's... what the fuck? All right.
Okay.
What the fuck? Okay, go ahead.
You know what's really wild about that shit too? Those submarines, like when they go, like the nuclear ones, right? Like they could be out for like years at a time. And I don't know if you've ever been inside like a submarine. I think they had one at the Intrepid Museum.
Yes.
In Manhattan. I think I must have went there once as a kid. You know, they're like incredibly cramped, obviously. And you just imagine being there for like multiple years, like basically in like a tiny little dorm-sized bunker that is surrounded by like, you know, water pressure at all times, and also you're carrying like fucking multiple tactical nuclear weapons.
Yeah.
you have,
life-ending warheads.
And you have like to eat Spam every day or whatever. Dehydrated eggs.
All right, I'm in hell, but okay.
Okay. Question 1. In what year did Israel first acknowledge possessing nuclear weapons, despite being known to possess at least between 80 and 400 nuclear warheads?
I said D, that they've never officially acknowledged.
Yeah, that's what I said too.
I'm gonna go with 79.
The correct answer is D. Israel has never acknowledged possessing nuclear weapons.
Boom, baby.
damn it.
Another
Got
win
him.
for me.
Dwight.
Okay. All right. Question 2. Israel was the blank nation to possess nuclear weapons. Like, in what number of, in the order of nations who created nuclear weapons, which number was Israel?
Nuke Nation.
I don't know. The seventh.
I'm gonna wait for Shane to say.
The seventh.
No, you guys have to say first.
Yes, I know, because you have the right one.
I guess 6th.
I'm reasonably sure, based on if the date is like the late 60s, it should be the 6th.
Chris?
Dwight?
7th. Why not?
The correct answer is B, the 6th.
Yes.
After the United States, the Soviet Union, the United Kingdom, France, and China.
Hell yeah,
I'm coming for you, Shane.
Those are the that's the P5, dude.
It's thought to have been the 6th.
P5, dude. I love the P5.
Question 3, Mordecai Vanunu, who was seduced in a honey trap operation in the UK by the Mossad and lured to Italy, where he was drugged and beaten and kidnapped and taken back to Israel, where he was sentenced in a secret trial to 18 years in prison. How many of those years did he spend in solitary confinement?
All 18.
You're gonna do the cynical thing. Yeah, all 18.
I guessed 11.
The correct answer is 11 years. 11.
Yeah,
11
baby!
of those 18
Shane's
years
running away with this.
were spent in solitary confinement.
If I carry the weapons of mass destruction category, I'll be happy as a clam.
All right.
Oh, get it.
Question 4. What is the 90s action film that the chemical weapon described in the MI6 intelligence report that was used to justify the U.S. invasion of Iraq? What 90s action film was that observed to have closely resembled?
I guess Air Force One. I had no idea.
Believe that is D, The Rock?
The Rock.
Is it really?
It is D.
That's the only one I've actually seen. How did I not know that?
It is D, The Rock, starring Sean Connery and Nicolas Cage.
So fucking cool.
It is
We gotta watch that like tonight.
Wonderful movie, yes. And I actually, hold on, I did want to include just real quick here.
Yeah, dude.
How do I share audio? There we go. Oh yeah, baby. Can you hear this? I just wanted to include this brief scene of the of the chemical weapon that I'm referring to from the movie The Rock, starring Sean Connery and Nicolas Cage. Here is Nicolas Cage describing the weapon to Sean Connery.
The rocket renders it aerosol and can take out the entire city of people.
Really? What happens if you drop one?
Happily, it'll just wipe out you and me.
How?
It's a cholinesterase inhibitor. Stops the brain from sending nerve messages down the spinal cord within 30 seconds. Any epidermal exposure or inhalation, and you'll know. Twinge at the small of your back as the poison seizes your nervous system. Do not move that! Your muscles freeze. You can't breathe. You spasm so hard you break your own back and spit your guts out. But that's after your skin melts off.
Oh my God.
Okay, there we go. Delightful, absolutely delightful movie. Perfect. Okay, all right. Question 5. How many nuclear weapons does the Defense Department acknowledge losing and never recovering? Anybody?
Dwight, you're like muted.
I said nothing important. I said C. I have no idea why though.
I guessed 6.
The correct answer is 6. 6 weapons that they or 6 nuclear weapons that they acknowledge losing and never recovering.
What letter was that?
That was number C. C6.
Yeah, we all got that one, I think, right? Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, question 6. What was the second and last American nuclear submarine lost at sea? What was the name of that vessel?
I'm going with the Dallas. Although I thought it was the Nautilus. I'm going with Dallas.
I
Dallas.
went with Scorpion because it sounds like a cool 60s name for a submarine.
I guessed Nautilus. I don't know.
The correct answer is B, the USS Scorpion.
Yes!
Oh, wow.
The USS Thresher, which was the choice for C, was actually the first of the 2 U.S. nuclear submarines that were lost at sea. The wreckage of the USS Scorpion was eventually found. However, the nuclear payload on the submarine is still inside the sub to this day, submerged at the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean.
That's probably fine, I would imagine.
Don't worry about it.
It's all good.
Yeah, no. I mean, what happens in the bottom of the sea anyway?
It's none of my business.
Yeah. No. It's outside. It's
maritime law, salvage rights.
Oh my God, Shane!
In the process of going through this category, I have decided to add a bonus question.
Ooh,
yes.
Okay.
Bonus question, which we are going to go through right now. Okay, and the question is: in what year did the United States Navy ban cigarette smoking on submarines?
Amazing question.
A, 1970, B, 1980, C, 1995, or D, 2010?
Man, they got to be fucking vaping hard on there, huh?
Vape Nash.
Okay, and this is going to be this is the answer.
Vape international waters.
The answer the answer to this one is going to be revealed imminently. So let's get those answers.
I've got mine locked in.
Yeah, I'm locked.
Okay, what do we got? What do we got? Dwight, you ready?
Yeah.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Is everybody locked in? Okay. Okay.
I'm locked in.
In what year did the United States Navy ban cigarette smoking aboard submarine?
I guess 1995, because that's around the time I remember that you weren't allowed to smoke in Denny's anymore. That's my logic.
This is what they took from us. I'm going with the most recent one, D. What was it?
Yeah, 2010.
Yeah, because I part of me was like, oh, maybe it correlated with the ending of like diesel powered submarines and then like nuclear powered subs, but I'm just gonna go with 2015 because why not?
I'm guessing the last one too, just because it's the most ridiculous, right? Like it would be reasonable for them to have done it in 1970, even before prior to any kind of concerns about the health hazard of smoking, just because of the absurdity of smoking in an enclosed space, like around nuclear weapons and shit. But I'm gonna guess 2010 because it's the silliest one.
If there's one thing we've learned from this show is that the most cynical and fucked up thing is usually the right one.
The most, and in this case, the most absurd sounding answer is the correct one. 2010.
Yes.
December 31st, 2010 is the time that cigarette smoking was finally banned inside of submarines. Which,
see, Obama.
Fucking nanny state horse shit. Yeah, absolutely. So, to our friends who got the correct answer here, go ahead and give yourself a bonus point, even though this was not one of the original questions. I did decided to add it in there at the last moment.
I'm at 9 points now.
Yeah, so what's the tally?
Shane is dominating now. He probably has like 12 points.
I have 13 points.
13?
Oh, hang on now. I gotta. Hang on, I've got.
I'm catching up a little bit to Dwight at least.
11.
11? Absolutely anybody's game.
Wait, Carrie, what was your point number again?
9.
And Dwight, yours?
11.
And Carrie, yours?
9.
And
Okay,
then Dwight, yours?
all right, I got it. Okay.
Okay. All right. So the scores stand at Shane with 13, Dwight with 11, and Carrie with 9. There are 10 questions left, 2 categories. It's still very much anybody's game. This category contains 4 questions, and this category is books I haven't read.
Ooh.
Question 1. Infinite Jest is a book I haven't read.
Oh, God damn it.
And neither has anyone else, though many lie about it and pretend that they have.
That's right.
It's true.
Infinite Jest is 1,079 stupid pages long and is known for its unconventional narrative structure and its extensive use of footnotes and endnotes. How many endnotes does the book contain? A, 317, B, 388, C, 420, D, 469.
What was A and B?
A and B are 317 or 388.
All right, I think I got it.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. Question 2. This classic novel that I don't have the patience for begins with the sentence, "A screaming comes across the sky." A. V by Thomas Pynchon. B. Gravity's Rainbow by Thomas Pynchon. C. White Noise by Dom DeLillo. Or D. Slaughterhouse-Five by Kurt Vonnegut.
See, I'm gonna get outed for being an uncultured swine. I've heard of Slaughterhouse-Five, and Thomas Pynchon sounds like a person I would have heard. But fuck if I know.
I've never read Slaughterhouse-Five. I've only read Kurt Vonnegut's short stories.
I read it, and wasn't really a fan. I don't really like
look
Vonnegut.
at this academic doing reading.
I don't really like fiction books, honestly.
My
neither.
favorite book of short stories is a Vonnegut book. I like it very much.
I will admit, I am a fan of Vonnegut. A little hint there.
All right, I got my dumb answer.
All right, cool.
Fuck.
Question 3 in the category books I haven't read. All right, question 3. One time, I read like the first 300 pages of the book The Brothers Karamazov by Fyodor Dostoevsky, and it was good. But then I got caught out in the rain, and my backpack got soaked, and it ruined my copy of the book. So I threw it away, and then just never started it again, and probably won't. How many brothers Karamazov are there? How many brothers are in the family in the book? This is not a multiple choice. This is just pick a number.
Good.
How many brothers?
No idea.
How many brothers does the Brothers Karamazov refer to?
What year does the story take place in?
I have no idea. In the 1800s.
This is a nightmare.
It's not in the question. I don't know.
Okay.
Let me look. It's
Okay.
It's
All right.
definitely late.
No, that's
Late.
all
It's
right.
definitely late 1800s.
Okay.
It is 1879. It was published as a serial from January 1879 to November 1880.
Because, if you consider, like, the advent, like, the year that people started using more birth control methods plus infant mortality, you can kind of guess if it's, like, more or less brothers. That was my logic, Dwight.
It makes sense.
There were more brothers back then.
Yeah, especially
There were
back
more
then,
brothers.
people just had more kids because most of them died as infants.
Right.
You hate your fucking brother. Are you sick of him reading your diary?
Okay. All right. Are we good?
I think that's all the stuff that Chris missed, so he has no idea what you're referencing.
Everybody good? Everybody, we're good? We're moving on here?
We're good.
Okay, all right.
My pulse oximeter says it's at 156.
Oh, you are
Are you all right?
super stressed.
You're dead.
Dwight is
It's-
literally having a heart attack.
It's decreasing. No, well,
Yeah.
it's
Dwight
working.
is in hell.
If anything, is working overtime. All right, we're good.
Okay. All right. Question 4. Cormac McCarthy has written several books that have been adapted into movies. No Country for Old Men, The Road, All the Pretty Horses, most of which I have not read. The 1985 this 1985 novel by Cormac McCarthy, considered among his best, has never been made into a movie. I read like 100 pages of it last summer, but then stopped, and probably won't pick it back up because it would mean needing to start it over because I don't remember where I left off, and I don't have the patience to start it from the beginning.
Reasonable.
The book tells the story of an unnamed teenager who falls in with the Glanton Gang, a group of scalp hunters who terrorized indigenous Americans on the U.S.-Mexico border in 1849 and 1850.
Jesus Christ.
What is the name of this 1985 novel by Cormac McCarthy? And this is not a multiple choice answer.
Are you kidding?
This is not.
I don't know.
I've got it. Easy. Easy.
I have no idea, dude.
Put that liberal arts education to work there, Dwight.
Is everybody good? Are we good?
Wait, give me
Yeah,
one
yeah,
second.
yeah.
Give me 1 second, let me know.
I'm gonna come in. Yeah.
Shane is Googling it.
No, what is
Yeah, he is.
what is the name of the gang again?
The Glanton Gang.
Glanton Gang,
Glanton,
which is
okay.
a real life historical.
Right.
Shane, if you and I come up with the same exact thing, I'm going to be so fucked. My mind's going to be blown. You're writing a lot, so I don't know.
He's like making up an insane title right now.
I see some screed coming out of the other end of that pen.
Someone's gonna be really mad that we didn't get this.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm dumb.
That's all right.
Got it.
Okay,
my brain.
everybody ready?
I'm smart.
Okay. All right. Question 1. How many endnotes are contained in Infinite Jest, a stupid book that nobody has actually read?
I'm going with B, 388.
Yeah, that's what I said.
That's what I said as well.
Yeah.
Everybody, somehow,
Nice.
everybody is correct. The correct
I
answer
knew the
is
420 and 469. was a
Yeah,
dead
perhaps
giveaway.
because I made 2 answers, 420 and 69 jokes. So, okay, beautiful. All right. Question 2. Which novel begins with the sentence, "A screaming comes across the sky"?
I guess C, and I don't know. It was White Noise by someone. I don't know.
White Noise by Don DeLillo. Anybody
Okay.
else?
I'm going with D, Slaughterhouse 5, because that's the only book I recognized.
I was originally gonna say D, but then you gave a little hint that you like.
Yeah, me too.
Vonnegut.
I crossed that out.
So
yeah.
I was like, okay, so
shit.
here's my reasoning.
Okay.
I went with A, V by Thomas Pynchon. I don't know that author. I don't know if he actually wrote a book called V, but I do know there was like a famous television series named V that I believe involved aliens
Yes,
invading.
you're right.
And so my logic was a scream comes across the sky, alien invasion.
Oh, that's really good. Was it that?
It was not that. Actually,
I'm ruined!
Dummies to win it.
among the books on this list, I have read Slaughterhouse 5 by Kurt Vonnegut. I have read approximately maybe half of V, which is the first novel by Thomas Pynchon. The correct answer here is Gravity's Rainbow, which is considered to be Thomas Pynchon's magnum opus, but I have absolutely no patience for a book of that length by an author such as Thomas Pynchon, who writes in this just incredibly esoteric way that requires you to have a dictionary through like every page. So no, but it's I believe Gravity's Rainbow, from what I understand about it, is about some sort of like I believe it's referring to some sort of like missile, maybe a nuclear missile. I'm not even totally sure. Is the screaming that is coming across the sky in the first line of that book. So it's a pretty famous opening line of a book that I can pretend that I've read if I wanted to lie about it, because I know that, but I haven't actually read it. So I'm sure it's fine.
See, I'm with Shane. No fiction.
I'm literally just too stupid to read a book like that. Okay. All right. Question 3. How many brothers Karamazov are there?
Carrie really got me. I'm agreeing with Carrie that there's more brothers back then, just in general. But I'm gonna go with 3.
I said 3 as well.
I said 4. I just guessed 4.
Is this a Price is Right rules?
Sure.
Well, we're off
Sure.
by 1.
Well, the correct answer, however, is 4. So
Oh yeah!
there are the 3 brothers. The 3 brothers, Dmitry, Ivan, and Alexei, and then the illegitimate son, the 4th brother, Pavel.
Another one.
Smirjakov. So a total of 4 brothers.
That's not fair.
Fucking Pavel.
Oh,
Always
total.
Pavel.
So I'm
4
at
brothers.
10 points now.
Okay.
Oh, I already marked the next question is wrong for myself.
The
I'm
weird
sorry.
thing though is that the bastard brother, right? It turns out much later on that he's not even their brother. He's
Also, it's only 3 brothers.
He's actually the son, the illegitimate son of the one of the last Targaryens.
God damn it,
So
I
he
knew it.
actually.
Get out! I was listening to
I knew it. I knew it. I knew
All
it.
right. All right.
you. You're sick.
Question 4. Cormac McCarthy's 1985 novel that I have that I started and did not finish and probably won't finish. Does anybody got
Yeah.
it?
Doug Layton boys.
I had the Glanton crime family.
I don't know. The Glanton gang goes glamping.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Carrie.
The Glanton
The
boys.
Gland Boys? Okay. All right. The correct answer is Blood Meridian. Blood.
Dope.
Blood
All right.
Meridian.
So
And
by
another
Price is Right rules, I got that one.
Yeah, you pretty much got it.
Yeah, it was close.
It was pretty close.
Okay. You know what? Everybody gets that one. Everybody.
Okay.
No.
The three of you and everybody at home award
It's just
yourself
grading
a
on a
point.
curve.
Award yourself a
Grading
point.
on a curve.
Award yourself a point.
All right, I'm gonna give myself 1 point
For Blood
which puts me
Meridian.
at 11.
So
11
everybody, award yourself a point. So what is the current score? Heading into
11.
Heading into the last category. Carrie has 11. Dwight
13.
has 13. Shane
16.
16.
Fuck, it's a runaway.
I'm out. I'm out.
We are heading
runaway.
into
It's a landslide.
the final category, which is potpourri, which is
Yes.
I have
Okay.
a little bit of everything.
Oh, I thought it was actual potpourri.
No, it's not actual potpourri. It's just
I had that.
several random questions. Several of which that are based on my specific interests that I don't expect anybody to get.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it, baby.
Let's hit it, man. Let's bring this home.
Okay.
Let's go, baby.
All right. Category is potpourri. Like I said, several of these questions are things that I am specifically interested in, and I know, and maybe other people may not necessarily know. But okay, here we go. First question: An oppidum was a large fortified Iron Age settlement associated with the Celtic Late Latin culture. They were important economic sites, places where goods were produced, stored, and traded. And sometimes Roman merchants had settled, and the Roman legions could obtain supplies. They were also political centers, oppidum being a Latin word meaning the main settlement in any administrative area of ancient Rome, and applied more generally in Latin to smaller urban settlements than cities, equating to town in English. In Sid Meier's Civilization 6, the oppidum is a unique district available to you when playing as the Gaul. Which standard specialty district does the oppidum replace? A, the commercial hub. B, the industrial zone. C, the government plaza. Or D, the campus. The question again is, when playing as the Gaul in Civilization 6,
Right.
you have a unique district called the oppidum that replaces one of the standard districts that you would get to build as any other
And
civilization.
what was the oppidum?
It was a large fortified Iron Age settlement associated with the Celtic Late Latin culture. They were important economic sites, places where goods were produced, stored, and traded.
Okay, got it.
Does it
Out of curiosity, what are the bonuses granted when you build the oppidum?
So the oppidum.
I mean, this will give it away. This will give it away.
I can't. No, we'll get there. We'll get there. I can't do it yet. Okay.
Fake news.
All right. Question 2. Are we good? Are we good to move on here?
Yeah, locked and
I've never
loaded.
played it. I've never even seen it. But yeah, sure. That's fine.
Okay. All right.
I hope they're all civilization questions.
Oh, God damn it.
I almost went for that, but I just didn't. So, okay. So, question 2. In the movie Spinal Tap, there is a running joke about the band's drummers dying and constantly needing to be replaced. The Grateful Dead had a similar curse afflicting their keyboard players. Out of the 6 people who played keyboards for the Grateful Dead from 1965 to 1995, how many are dead? This is not a multiple choice. This is just any number between 0 and 6.
All right. I think I've got this.
Okay. Question 3 in the potpourri category. I mean, these 2 questions back to back can just basically be described as literally the only music I listen to anymore. The next question is, MF Doom got his start in the late 80s as a part of the hip-hop group KMD, but was not yet known by the moniker MF Doom. What name did he perform under at that time? A.
It's multiple choice.
A. DJ Sub Rock. B. Zev Love X. Z. Rodin. Or D. Onyx the Birthstone Kid.
Oh, God. I really need to make up some good ones here, so I'm hoping for the best, but I'm not feeling confident.
It's
Prepared for the worst.
literally anybody's game. Literally anybody's game.
Okay.
Okay. Are we ready?
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
ready.
All right. Question 4 in potpourri.
Do bluegrass.
Actor Rip Torn was born in Temple, Texas on February 6th, 1931. His father, Elmore Raoul Tiger Torn Sr., was an agriculturalist and economist who worked to promote the consumption of what food, particularly as a custom on New Year's Day? A. Collard greens. B. Sauerkraut. C. Black-eyed peas. Or D. Stewed tomatoes.
On which day was he promoting the use?
New Year's Day. Rip Torn's father was an agriculturalist and economist who worked to promote the consumption of what food, particularly as a custom on New Year's Day.
Okay.
All right. Is everybody locked in? All right. Question 5 in Potpourri. In March of this year, the Ever Given, one of the largest container ships in the world, captured our hearts by getting its big fat ass lodged in the Suez Canal, blocking traffic through the canal for 6 days and revealing the stupid precarity of our global supply chains.
That's right.
Prior to the construction of the Suez Canal, the main water route from the Mediterranean to the Red Sea was all the way around the Horn of Africa. In what year was the Suez Canal completed? A. 1854. B. 1869, C. 1873, or D. 1881.
All right, I'm locked.
Locked.
Locked in? Everybody's locked in? Okay.
Locked.
in.
All right. Give me the do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Like, this is like this is the dramatic,
Yeah.
the
Yes.
millionaire. This is the last question. We need the super dramatic.
Down to the wire.
Okay, we're down to the wire here. Okay. The 31st and final question. Eugene Weidmann was a German criminal and serial killer who was executed by guillotine in France in June 1939, the last public execution carried out in France. Which actor of screen and stage was present in the crowd at Weidmann's execution? A. Laurence Olivier. B. Christopher Lee. C. Orson Welles. Or D. Max von Sydow.
Ooh.
Dwight likes this one.
Well, Max von Sydow, he only died recently, like in the last 2 years.
2018,
right?
I believe. Maybe even, no, March 2020, just last year, I believe, yeah.
Yeah.
He's a million years old.
Christopher Lee was fucking old as hell, too. But he's...
He died in
Orson Welles.
2018, I believe.
I think you're right. And then who was the first one?
Laurence Olivier.
Yeah. Oh, this is tough. Fuck! All right.
Okay.
All right, I think I got it.
I'm locked in.
Is everybody locked in?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Going back through the answers now. First question, which was about the Oppidum, the Iron Age settlement that the Gauls built in the game Sid Meier's Civilization 6. The Oppidum is a unique district available to you when you play as the Gauls. Which specialty district does the Oppidum replace?
I guess based on context clues, A.
Same.
I also said A, but my reasoning, based on, because first of all, that must be a new DLC, because I don't think I have the Gauls.
It's a newer one, yeah.
Yeah. Based on the description of what the Oppidum was in reality, I was going to say the government plaza, but I'm not sure if I would count that as a standard district because it is a unique one that you only build one of per civilization.
True.
I assumed it wouldn't be the campus either, and I was really torn. I immediately also thought it could have been the encampment, but since that was not an option, I was torn between commercial and industrial zone, and I'm assuming it's commercial because the industrial zone doesn't happen until like later in the game. The commercial hub is like something that you could reasonably build while you're still in like the classical era.
Somebody please hit me in the head.
That too.
Someone please hit me in the head.
I also knew that.
Okay.
Was it A?
The correct answer is B, the industrial zone.
Fuck, damn it.
It is a specialty district unique to the Gaul that is, like
After all that, Shane.
it is unlocked far earlier than the standard industrial zone. Of course! And costs half of the production of the normally that would be needed to build an industrial zone. So it is the
you gotta stay gaming. You gotta stay gaming.
It is the industrial zone, and when you
I don't have the season pass.
when you build the first one, Well, I mean, whose fault is that? When you build the first one, the industrial zone, the Oppidum immediately unlocks the apprenticeship tack.
Oh, that's such a good bonus.
It's a great one. It's a great bonus. Getting an industrial zone in the classical era is fucking killer.
What a boon!
It's good. Everybody plays the Gaul. The Gaul are good. Okay, question two. Question two. Of the 6 people who played keyboards for the Grateful Dead from 1965 to 1995, how many are dead?
Going with 3.
I guessed all of them.
I guessed all of them too.
I remember even like when I was making you guys listen to the Grateful Dead when I was in Philadelphia. I even like told you guys this. The correct answer.
I was not sober.
Oh, I was not either. I didn't want to reveal too many details, but I'll leave that up to you. The correct answer is 4. Pigpen.
That's sick.
Pigpen, Keith Gottschall, Brent Medlin, and Vince Welnick are the
Rest in peace.
Are the 4 R.I.P. who are dead. The 2 remaining ones who are still alive are actually the only 2 who were never permanent members of the band. The 4 who were dead were like their main keyboard players. The 2 that are remaining, Tom Constantin, who played keyboards for a brief period of time in the late 60s and early 70s, and then Bruce Hornsby is the 6th one who's still alive. He played with them for a bit in the early 90s, particularly in 1991. He played.
Which one was your favorite one? Do you have one?
Brent Medlin. I'm a Brent guy. 1980s Dead is as good as it gets, as far as I'm concerned. Okay. Question.
#Brent boys.
Question 3, which I guess can be considered.
What happened to Dwight?
Where is Dwight? Dwight.
We lost Dwight.
He just left.
Rest in peace,
He just got up
Dwight.
and left. Did he put something in the chat? Oh, he did.
Nah. Oh. Oh man.
I guess let's give him a minute then. How's everybody's score looking?
It's looking bleak.
Yeah.
I'm sitting at 11 points. I'm far behind. Another L for women on this one.
I missed the first 2 questions.
I mean, you've obviously won.
Well, not necessarily. There's still 4 questions.
If Dwight gets every single one right and you get every single one wrong, it could happen.
Yeah.
But even if I get every single one that's left right at this point.
Yeah, you would have needed to get every single one right in this category, yeah.
I really thought I had it with the Civ question. I mean, the fact that you guessed the same thing is like, it means it was a very educated guess.
I just couldn't believe, that's like an amazing bonus.
It's really good
to get the industrial zone that early.
Hey, there he is.
Hey, dude.
Okay. All right. Question 3 of the potpourri category. Under what name did MF Doom perform under as a member of the group KMD in the early 90s?
I believe it was A?
I guess B.
I guess C.
The correct answer is B, Zevlov X. The other choices were other members of the same group. In fact, their first album was released in 1991, following the death of Doom's brother, DJ Subrock, in 1993. Their second album was shelved, and the group's contract was terminated by their record label. It was after this that he retreated from the industry for several years and created his supervillain alter ego, which he would then return to the industry as. Okay, question 4. This is the one about Rip Torn's father, Elmore. I love this name, Elmore Raoul Tiger Torn Sr. He was an agriculturalist and economist who worked to promote the consumption of what food, particularly as a New Year's Day custom.
Now, as an agriculturalist, I would have thought that maybe he thinks that, sauerkraut is good, it's a probiotic, it's good for your gut health.
That's what I guessed. Yeah.
However, I think I remember hearing about black-eyed peas being eaten as a tradition to ring in the new year.
Mm-hmm.
Is he the one that invented that?
I imagined it was, and somehow in my head I just pictured New Year's Day, everybody's eating sauerkraut, so that's what I said.
It's black-eyed peas, isn't it?
Well, as a matter of fact, all four of these food items are New Year's Day customs. The one that was specifically promoted by Rip Torn's father was black-eyed peas. Black-eyed peas.
got it, but not for the reason I thought.
Okay, hold on then. Hold on. That means that currently I have 16 and Dwight, you have 14, right?
And I have 12.
But that means if Dwight gets the next 2 questions
I
right and I get them wrong, you have 15.
Hang on. Okay. Let me
So it's
redo
neck
this.
and neck, dude.
Okay, hang on.
And I can also throw a point to anybody that I want.
I do have 13, and then plus the 1 and 1. I'm at 15.
Yeah, I also gave everybody a free one earlier, if you remember.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I'm counting that. I'll
Okay,
take
so you're at
everything I can get.
15 and I'm at 16. So and there's 2 questions left. This is like serious
Neck and
shit.
neck, dude.
Yeah.
If I lose, I'm quitting the show.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Do we have to buy you out?
Let's go.
All right,
Let's go.
all right, moving forward. All right, question 5. This is the one about the beloved Ever Given. In what year was the Suez Canal completed?
We're gonna go with 1873.
That's what I said as well.
I'm reasonably sure it's D.
Correct answer is B, 1869.
Wow.
Okay, so neither of you got it.
1869. It is
Yeah.
still, it is neck and neck. I don't even know.
So is it 15 to 16?
I don't
and it's
even.
one
If
question
this
left?
is a tiebreaker, I have nothing prepared. If this is a tiebreaker, we're just gonna have to figure.
You'll
it
have
out.
to come up with a question on the fly.
Yeah,
that's
I will not accept a tie.
Bluegrass.
quit the show.
Bluegrass would be good.
Okay. All right. All right.
You have any more clams in you?
Question 6. Question 6. The final question of the potpourri category. This is the one about the last public execution carried out in France. It was an execution by guillotine. Which actor was present in the crowd as a young man and witnessed this execution?
So, I just want to flesh this out.
Okay, please.
Laurence Olivier, I'm writing him off. I don't know why. It just doesn't feel right.
Okay.
Fair.
Okay.
Who was B? It was Christopher Lee.
Christopher Lee.
Which was my guess.
That could be a good because he's quite macabre, but I can't say why.
Quite macabre.
And he's British, so okay. So
It's the vibe. It's the vibe.
he was in the neighborhood. Orson Welles, I just don't see it. I don't think you would. I just don't see him going to France for an execution. It just seems a bit dark. But Max von Sydow, was he Swedish? Or no, was he? I don't fucking know. I had D, Max von Sydow.
I had a similar kind of logical process of elimination as Dwight, but I did go with Christopher Lee. I thought it's going to be him or Max von Sydow, and that's. I just
This
imagine
is so intense right
that
now, dude.
seems, with Christopher Lee's whole, that's a fun fact about Christopher Lee.
I can't
That's
handle
true.
it.
That's why I
You know what I
went
mean?
with
That's
it.
that's I imagine that's like
Thank you for subscribing to Christopher Lee Facts.
yeah, exactly for kids.
Okay.
.com.
So everybody, final answers. Final answers.
.edu.
Final
Yeah,
answers?
Slash World War I.
yeah.
It is a fun fact about Christopher Lee because it was Christopher Lee. Christopher Lee was 17 years old at the time and was in the crowd.
Oh, that's sick.
At the last public guillotining in France.
17 years old, 17 year points for me. 17, baby.
Yeah, baby. It's your
Personally-
birthday.
Personally, I hope it's not the last, but the latest. Hopefully more to come. But interesting. Congratulations, Shane.
So what are we at? What's the final? What's
Thank
the
you.
final score
What
here?
a-
17.
I am
15.
humbly congratulating you on your win. I am in no way digging a tack
Seething.
into my thigh to deal with the stress.
Seething. I've got 13 points. I lost terribly. I'm ruined.
Well done.
That was really close. That was really close at the end.
Well
there.
done, all.
Yeah. You guys were really
honestly,
close.
the weapons of mass destruction category just bumped me.
Yeah,
dude.
no, you
What a, what a boon.
run away with it.
What a boon.
I'm gonna just ruin you guys when I run this, just out of spite for how badly I lost.
Nice. Well, if the top score on the program we have here is 17 points for Shane. If anybody out there listening ended up with more points than Shane, please DM him to let him know that you beat him at this. So,
Yeah.
Yes.
And you get to be on
And
the
I
show
will,
now.
and I will quit the show.
Yeah, you will
And you
take
get to be
Shane's
on the
spot
show.
on the show, and we will
right.
all be best friends.
And you have to move here.
Yeah.
No.
That's it.
And that is it.
Chris, well done.
That's it,
That
baby.
is
Well
our,
done.
Very nice.
That was great,
nice.
Chris.
That is our third trivia extravaganza. So, as I believe we discussed before the show, Carrie is now on the hook to do one of these at some point.
That's right.
That's right. Maybe I'll do it for my birthday, like you just did for your birthday.
When is your birthday?
Next month.
Hey.
That might be too soon.
That
I'm not
might
committing.
be too soon. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
What a nice start to the summer.
Look at us.
What a great.
Yeah.
Enjoying a cold cider with our pals virtually.
And then just a hot fucking sweat box of
Swamp
damp
apartment.
But also victory.
Yeah, victory. No, victory always feels good.
For my birthday, I want to be sitting in the 14th Street platform at Union Square in the middle of August, just soaking up all the fresh mountain air.
For my birthday, I want all four of us to kiss at once. Like we all lean our heads in and do like a four-way kiss.
I'm ready for it. You should
like Lady and the Tramp, like just eating,
fully vaccinated,
eating spaghetti.
We're just gonna be
we share a big plate of spaghetti,
blacked out and wine drunk, just face into a plate of spaghetti, just smooching and eating. That's not a bad birthday.
That would be a great birthday.
Wow.
Chris, I hope you have a lovely rest of your birthday.
Yes.
Oh,
we love you, dude.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I think we're...
And if you're listening to this episode, it's coming out many days after Chris's birthday, so it's too late to wish him
You
one.
forgot Chris's birthday.
That's
so
really
fuck you.
fucked up.
Too late. Don't bother now. Yeah. If you, so I will see you in hell.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
All right, folks. Happy birthday, Chris.
All right. I love you all.
Happy birthday, Mike.
Yeah. Happy birthday also
Happy
to
birthday,
our
Mike.
good friend Mike. Yes.
Yes. Let him
Happy
know
birthday,
at
America.
a nice burrito.
At a nice burrito. It is also his birthday today and every day.
When you're listening to this, it's his
It's
birthday.
his birthday. So just DM him. Yeah.
All right, folks. Till next time.
Good night.
Stay cool.
Bye-bye.
So nasty that it's probably somewhat of a travesty having me. Then he told the people you can call me your majesty. Keep your battery charged, he know it won't stick, yo. And it's not his fault you kick slow. Should've let your trick hold, chick hold your sick glow. Plus nobody couldn't do nothing once he let the brick go. And you know I know that's a bunch of snow. The beat is so butter, peep the slow cutter as he utter the calm flow. Don't talk about my mom, yo. Sometimes he rhyme quick, sometimes he rhyme slow, or vice versa. Whip up a slice of nice verse pie, hit it on the first try, villain. The worst guy, spot hot tracks like spot a pair of fat asses. Shots of the scotch from out the square shot glasses. And he won't stop till he got the masses. And show them what they know now through flows of hot molasses. Do it like the robot to headspin to boogaloo. Took a few minutes to convince the average boogaboo. It's ugly, like look at you, it's a damn shame. Just remember all caps when you spell the man name.